did it again. I freaking did it again. Freaking hell, level ups. Sometimes it's so hard to predict, right? Sometimes it's so hard to predict when it's going to happen. I tried to reach the next one in time, but I'm nowhere near that area yet. Which is kind of infuriating, because I was really close. I was really careful the last couple of days. But then a certain update came along with Mirror Dungeon of the Lakes, and I only wanted to do one in order to give it a try. And that one Mirror Dungeon already pushed me over the edge. So in that regard, I already did all 3 of them. I already did all 3 of them, but it didn't get me anywhere close to the next one. It's kind of infuriating, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to run out of energy again. But we will see how I'm going to solve this. Maybe I'm even going to start using those box thingies. I mean, the Battle Pass is going to provide me with a couple of them along the way. And technically speaking, the only purpose of those boxes is to recharge our energy. I don't really need the boxes in order to generate modules, because let's be serious. It's going to take a very, very long time for me to run out of modules. Maybe I'm going to start using them a little bit, but only a little bit. Those are emergency rations, right? If you really need energy, the boxes are here to solve the issue if you can't wait, right? That's the reason of the boxes. I don't want to use all of my boxes though. What is that now? They changed. They even added numbers, but huh? Will you enter Dante's record? Sure. Dante? Mephistopheles doesn't roar and grumble ahead all day long. Mephisto is an engine that needs rest from time to time, much like how Charon is still a human who needs regular breaks. Are you still awake, Miss Faust? There are a few things left to check, as the engine is treated harshly during operations. It needs to be well maintained and at rest. To supplementary her words, Faust carries a light tool and a small mechanical device in place of her usual Zweihander. Ah, so you're working hard. That's good to see. This barely counts as work. To witness Faust's magnum opus, Cordis, being overworked with no time for care, takes a greater toll, rather. She said this after making a light smile. Oh no, so she's really worried about her creation. But I guess we kind of have to use it harshly. I mean, we have to travel around the whole city, Faust. Do you like this update in particular? Faust looked down at me, using a handheld device. Oh, this thing? Yes, I believe previously you weren't fiddling with it as often. It's nothing much. I was just making the most of this new feature if needed. Whenever Faust required a break for routine maintenance, my LCB BDA also received an update. What the hell is that now? The updates occasionally come with an additional function, and this time... Oh, a note? The device didn't have this functionality until now. It didn't, surprisingly enough. You didn't know that? I thought you were omniscient, Faust. Faust only knows everything that Faust knows. Pardon me for a moment. She took a peek at the screen of my tablet. Ah, that's a tablet. Ah. Are you attempting to write an encyclopedia, Dante? I mean, you keep using words I don't know. Stuff like fixes and whatever wings are, and it might be common vocabulary for you and all, but not me. I understand. I do suppose you've lost all of your memories of the city. Yep, so I want to write down most stuff here. And copy down the things that I've scribbled on paper while I'm at it. This clock on my shoulder could be replaced with yet another head at any moment. There's no guarantee that the memory that I have right now will stay with me. That is why I must prepare a backup plan like this, so I don't forget twice. So it's pretty much like a a second diary in that regard. Right? Could it be considered a second Wait, is this just a little event? Like a little talk? Is that it? And it seems like we have 2 more of them as well. Bus back door. Sure, why not? At the very least it doesn't use up my energy, right? At the very least it doesn't use up my energy. What the hell? Without warning, the bus ground to a sudden halt in the back streets. We'll stop here today. Sharon, I fear we haven't quite reached the destination. We're approximately 50% short of the target's location. Considering our schedule, proceeding at least 3% farther would be ideal. Sharon is sleepy. Excellent bus driver, don't drive while sleepy, you know? Got it. Just stop stomping the brakes every damn time, okay? Do you know how much you've done this? Forsooth, Sir Heathcliff has crashed his nose onto the back of the front seat for the 4th time, which must signify that this is the 4th screeching altar curve. Ah, so this is already the 4th time. Leave the wheel as soon as you start feeling sleepy. Set the radio. That's a good point, but you need to be a bit more flexible about that sort of thing, you know? A statement as plain as that can be quite amusing, depending on who says it. The mint boy agrees with me, huh? It's funny when the least flexible one says that kind of stuff and gabbles. What was that? If that's what you're playing at, what about that old fogey over there who still thinks she's in a wartime general? Ishmael points to Otis, whose fangs are beginning to stick out of her veteran and pleasant face. This is a prime example of the terror of learning fear. It happened enough to be familiar. It's still rather intimidating to hear Virgilus send the bus into a chilling silence with a single gesture or utterance. What is it? You were all happily shedding moments ago. No reason not to continue. Weren't you deciding to go on a proper rampage after? No, I was just stretching. Felt a bit stiff. Lord of. It's laughable how you behave. You're like dogs that droll at the sound of a bell. Droll? They are scared! If you got complaints, remember that my office in the back always has open hours. I make time for constellations. Miss Faust, I leave the rest to you. Of course. Virgilus nonchalantly walked past the sinners and their piercing stares, with Charon at his side, and both stood at the back of the bus. Open Barilla! It's, sesame, Sharon. Sharon knows. It's not like a magic phrase that opens the door anyways. I suppose so. But they exchange corny jokes. The door, large enough to fill the back side, slowly opens. It's been a month, but still freaks me out every time that I see it. It's bigger on the inside, right? Oh! Is that a Doctor Who joke? We have a Doctor Who scenario in the bus! Wasn't that great? As the back door opens, a splendid, narrow, deep, spacious hallway reveals itself. An endless corridor that looked to go on forever. How much space is that? And multiple rooms? Far into this hallway, classy poles demarcate the end of the area where we are allowed to traverse, standing in front an unending line of red lights. Though the place seemed comfy, something about it makes eerie feeling creep up. Now that I think about it, is that one of the singularities belonging to Wing? Frau Faust, do you know anything? Of course it is known, but I'm certain that you do know that I cannot speak of them in much detail, Herr Gregor. Could stand to be a bit nicer about it. This is a corridor. That's correct. It's a corridor. A suspicious-looking corridor. Sure is. A long hallway with door to rooms on the side. Of course it's a corridor. IF. What are you trying to... whatever. I'm too tired. Dante, please hurry on with it. Rico's words snapped me out of idly staring down the edges of the passage. Oh yeah, right. Dante, will I understand that you may feel it as an unnecessary repetitive act? Simply put, the executive manager's approval is a vital part of the procedure, so please understand. No need to put it like that, Miss Faust. With that answer, I got up from my seat and stood at the front of the bus, looking at the crew. I hereby confirm today's close of business for the sinners. Thank you kindly. Starting now, you all will be given a maximum of 12 hours to partake in sleep and rest. The duration is subject to change. Have a good night. As soon as Faust finished speaking, the sinner walked along with groans and sighs. Oh jeez, man, I'm whipped. A fine night. Hey, young Sinclair, what do you say about another game of chess? Ah, no thanks, Don. You always run to Mr. Yiseng for hints whenever you're losing. That is untrue, Sinclair. That was because I could not bear to watch this grievous misplacement of chess pieces, probably. That's even worse! Don't help her like that! Bonsoir, manager, and thank you for today's work. As for tonight's watch... Oh, Basalt. Thanks for the suggestion. Yeah, I wasn't really feeling sleepy today. Then Otis suddenly intervened. Executive manager! Allow me to remind you that I'm always willing to stand in for night's duty if you ever feel fatigued. Oh, thanks, Otis, but it's fine. Just go to bed? Yeah, babushka the camp. How about we get inside now? Executive manager, your hard daytime work must... Sure, let's get you to bed. Did they just drag her off? I think they just dragged her off. Ishmael gave a small nod and then proceeded to dragically chaperone Otis through the back door with Rhodia. Ah, I guess that's a common occurrence around here that she doesn't want to leave my... I guess, yeah, that is Otis, that is Otis. Then at last, Faust and I remained. That was fortunate, Dante. Had they not forced Otis to retire, she would have nagged you for the duty of night watch for quite a while again. Does happen a lot, huh? I commented back as I watched the sinners head into the corridor, one after another. After Rhodia had entered and closed the door, Ishmael opened the same to get inside. You said the door leads to a different space each time it is opened, right? Yes, as long as the sinner is in the right mental condition, the door will lead to a lodging appropriated for rest and personal use. Lodging, is it? They look more like jail cells last time I peeked through the window. Still, she must mean it can be used as a personal living space, for sleeping, showers, self-care and all that. You seem to have another question beside that. My clock has no eyes, nose or mouth, and yet... somehow it feels as though Faust reads something out of me. Not that she'll tell me how she managed to do that. You know, just out of curiosity about what's going on over there. I pointed down to the far end of the corridor with my finger. Right to the horizontal depths of the seemingly endless corridor. As I have told you repeatedly, it is best not to be curious about it, Dante. As expected, Faust chooses to walk into the corridor with a faint sigh, instead of a real answer. And yet, just maybe, Faust knew all along. She knows it all, as she likes to say. Maybe she knew that I would learn about what lies beyond the corridor soon enough. What lies behind the corridor? Beyond the bus. Oh, did she know that we are probably going... I guess we're just too curious. We have to check it out after all. It happened exactly a week after that fruitless exchange. Well, at the very least, it seems like we lasted for a week. We didn't do it right away. I hereby confirm the day's closure of business for the sinners. Thank you kindly. Starting now, you'll all be given a maximum of 12 hours to partake in sleep and rest. The duration is subject to change. Have a good night. Faust gives the same instruction as always. In response, the Cinder groans and stretches like usual. Eat? What's wrong? Except this time, one sinner stuck out of that normalcy with a sore thumb. Oh, what now? Leave him be, she. It's not the first time he's all grumpy like that, is it? Oh, and Heat, make sure to simmer down before you get into your room, okay? All that grumbling thunder in there keeps me awake, you know? Thunder? The sinner's room, their lodging, their personal space, and cell reflects their state of mind, so I've heard. Which means if he goes in there angry, there's going to be a thunderstorm in there? Is that how it works? Each room's floor, wall, and overall ambience are shaped after the sinner's personality, and the view through the window changes depending on their emotion and mental state. Though all I've seen were distant glimpses through the window, so I don't really have all the details. The room Heathcliff enters would sometimes, actually rather frequently, emit withering and stormy sounds. Usually he would snap back with a "why should I?" or something like that, but he only clicked his tongue today. I suppose he doesn't feel like arguing. Thanks to that, he stood in the corridor until all the other sinner, save for Faust, went into their room, staring down the passage with a frown. Maybe he was relieving stress this way. Oh, And that right there is where the incident began. Oi, what have all those doors down the aisles? Heathcliff pointed in the same exact direction I did weeks ago. Those doorways were beyond the no trespassing line, blocking the way. Heathcliff, I recommend against walking further into the corridor than necessary. Which makes it sound awfully suspicious. There's nothing of which to be suspicious about. You're better off listening to Faust. What? Do you keep treasures or something in there? Faust's secretive attitude was enough to rouse curiosity. Heathcliff, do not do it. You will regret your actions. Got well emotional and gobby, huh? With cleverness. It's like you're actually hiding something over there. He sprinted into the dark before we could stop him. Really? What's in there? Just as I was about to ask Faust an obvious thing to be concerned over. Heathcliff? Heathcliff's sharp scream echoes from the unlit area far into the corridor. Dante, now's the time to take my left hand and run with me. What? Huh? I won't be able to get him out in time on my own. I may be engulfed myself if I don't act quickly. Before I could proceed with what she meant, Faust ran off in the direction of Heathcliff's disappearance. Sugaroonies? Wait for me! As we crossed the line and proceed deeper into the corridor, we came across 3 raids of crossroads. There are crossroads in there? This is a bus! How much space is in here? I think I heard screams coming from the middle. However, without a moment's hesitation, Faust darted to the left aisles. I said the middle! Faust, I know you're in a hurry, but are you sure this is the right way? I could have sworn I heard his voice coming from the central path. I know. Without elaborating further, Faust continues running. In another fork we encountered, Faust chose the right path. Right afterwards, she entered the 5th door on the left side of the hallway. What is this? Huh? Right as I entered, another hall came into view. Its end was like a cliff. To be more precise, it felt some kind of gravitational pull trying to get me to fall to the end of the hallway. Heathcliff! Then I saw him. He crawled towards us with all his might from the middle of the hall, as if he might fall the moment he would let go. What the hell is all of this, and this place? Even though I couldn't see much in the dark behind him, I definitely felt some presence in it. Faust, what's over? Dante, I want you to hold the knob of this door tightly. Firmly grip my hand as well. Holding my hand securely, she gradually approached Heathcliff. This hallway isn't tilted or anything now, is it? Why does it feel like we're hanging over a cliff? It is because we're in a corridor. Obviously, Dante. Do not let go. Reminding me to hold fast, Faust extended her other arm while holding her Zweihänder. Heathcliff, grab this if you would. Are you mental? My hands are going to gash if I try to grip a giant blade like this. You'd much prefer deeper wounds in your palm to what you can suffer down there. Baffled, Heathcliff looked at the sword and then the darkness behind him. Bugger! Oh shoot, you really have to do that? Dante, pull him up. Might and main. I got it. Ugh. What is going on? Right as we pulled Heathcliff up. No, I'm not sure if it's even the right thing to say that we pulled him up, but nevertheless, Faust hoisted his unconscious body by the leg and started rushing, saying that we need to return the way we came. Following her lead, I supported his arm and trailed behind, keeping his head from dragging along the floor. After burning some time, we got out of there? Phew, let us say that it is fortunate that he wasn't lost in a deeper area. Dante, you will have to turn the clock. Heathcliff's gonna be okay, right? The psychological damage is likely to be severe. Our work will be crumbled if he loses his mind. He could lose his mind? He didn't have a choice. What happened in there? My voice is black now. Do I need to click? I think I had to click. Okay. Without a chat box or some kind of arrow telling me that I have to click, it's always a bit difficult to say. Good work back there, Dante. It is unfortunate that we have lost a portion of our limited break time to this. True. Faust, just what is in there? Where does it lead? Can't you tell me at this point? I've seen that stuff now. It was only natural that I wanted to know. What resides there? And what was chasing Heathcliff? There was something chasing him? Moreover, why did it never show itself to us? Why did it vanish instead of chasing him any further? These questions were driving me crazy, but alas. You're not gonna tell anything. Well, as stated earlier, there are limits to what Faust can elaborate. Yep, honestly didn't expect it much. The corridor. UIF. Ryoshi muttered with a cigarette in her mouth, walking past us both. She must have left her room when we were out on our rescue mission. I guess she noticed it. However, Faust proceeded as if not a soul had just walked by, as if nothing was just said. Huh? You did prevent a sudden vacancy in the bus department. Though I wouldn't exactly call it a reward, I do suppose it isn't a bad idea to inform you of one thing. Uh-huh, let me hear it. The unexpected boon made me rub my hands together. Right, what will you tell me now? Dante, when you traverse a road you have never walked before, what do you do? I mean, you use a map, obviously, right? That's right. Then even if you don't have a map, your brain will form image to serve as one. From there, on that map, there will be a starting point and a destination clearly marked. When you return from your trip, you will trace back through the way. It's so obvious, I don't need to verbally answer, I just nodded along. Hopefully that makes it clear enough. Huh? Huh? What? This is why you should remember where you started in the corridor, especially when you open a door. Do I? Ah, right, because everything is formed throughout the mind. I guess we can't really draw a map, so we have to remember it with our heads, huh? Flabbergasted by the abrupt end, I blurred. Now then, Faust has grown tired. Do take care. She walked through the door before I could say something, leaving me with a riddle. Of course it would go like this. She's not going to explain anything. I sighed it out of frustration, but not a breath of air is expelled from my pitiful clock. Still, left powerless. All I can do is post up this electronic notebook and piece together what little information I have collected. So pretty much the bus is like an ever-changing open space. that you can't really describe that well because it's ever changing. And you need a clear head in order to get out of there again. Pretty much like the TARDIS in that one scene from Doctor Who, when the Doctor and I'm not even sure anymore, Clara I think was it, were running through multiple layers of different rooms, but I think the TARDIS was breaking down. There was a cliffside at one point where they had to jump in order to believe in the TARDIS that it would lead her into the correct way where they had to go. And okay, I getcha. I think I understand the bus now. With one little difference. The time machine doesn't usually eat people. Like our bus, right? Usually. Never mind that then. Oh god, that actually took a lot of time. But it was very interesting to see. Cool that they added it like that, right? Even though it was a bit surprising. I guess I kind of had to see that before entering the chapter 4 though. Because it was placed right in the middle of it. Which means it doesn't really make sense, right? Why wasn't that there before? Huh, weird. Nevertheless, I think we still have a little bit of extra time. Yeah, I should still be able to do at least... it's almost 40. But it's fine. I think maybe 2 more chapters. I can certainly do 2 more chapters, right? Maybe. The urgent call. 4:35. At the very least I need to figure out what's going on with the call, right? They've been waiting for days now. Samjo's phone has been ringing for days, like crazy. Maybe we can try to find useful information we couldn't get from Dongrang and Samjo while they are away. They are leaving us? Interesting. Love to see it. Let's walk back to our main team. And let's see what's going on. It's pretty clear that we still have to fight a couple of terrorists along the way though, right? I don't think they're going to let up anytime soon. So what exactly is going on? This is troubling. I don't mind other locations, but if that place were to be attacked, it will cause a major setback. Setback? Mr. Dongrang, you have an urgent call from the director, Alfonso. Oh boy, she's about to give me a talk to. Can you take the call from me, Sancho? No. I've already have been, but her patience is nearing its limits. Oh well, getting away from this one, huh? Pardon me for a second. While Dongrang was away, we spotted an employee who hadn't evacuated across the hallway, nervously wandering. Oh, watch closely, Executive Manager. If you see a lackey snooping around like that in the middle of danger, it most likely means you found someone with useful informations. It would be wise to make good use of them. Hey, we're agents from the subcontractor firm, here to deal with this commotion. What is going on? I've been looking for Miss Shireen, but I can't find her anywhere. I need to tell her to evacuate. She left her computer on. Where could she be? Oh, Shireen, you say? Actually, is she... Oh, no. Alright, we will find her. You evacuate first. Don't tell her about the trader situation just yet. You could check it out, baby. Thank you. Now, while the terrorist information has been removed, the staff is still in a muddle, and her computer is left on. We are in a complete tactical advantage. It didn't even cost us any strength to reach it. Probably thanks to the pride in this achievement, all to sound much more excited than usual. But no one seems to care. Oh, she has a blast around here right now. The computer Shireen uses. Its password was Monsieur Ren, right? He did mention that. We were told he was in a close relationship with Ren, exchanging lots of messages with each other. If we're lucky, we might find a pending email or some other clues on her computer. It should be hopeful, giving us some insight into the Technology Liberation Alliance too. True, maybe we can even do something about the hacking attack from Ren, even though it's probably not very likely. You're quick to understand. That was what? Whoa? That was very much expected from my executive manager. You almost slipped up there. What is this, Otis? Where's your fate? Where's your fate? Alright, good. The problem is, how are we going to sneak into that office, huh? When our team is going to walk in there, bold-faced and get it done without arousing anyone's suspicion. If I had to choose a sinner who could keep a still face and avoid suspicion, it would be not you! Not you, Dawn! Give the Salmon Knight one more chance. I shall succeed! Mersault, yes, yes. Think you can handle it? As long as you command it. Yeah, I'm counting on you. Why the hell would Dawn want to do that? Let's be serious! From all people, she's not able to keep up a poker face! Right? There's no way! Ah, look at them! Ah, the red sheets. If only Sinclair was around here right now, he would love that so much. There we go! Quick and easy. Oh, and by the way, one little thing that changed with those red sheet guys. It seems like they have finally unlocked the talisman ability, but at the same time it's a bit different from Sinclair's one. Sinclair was able to inflict rapture with it. Those guys literally have the same one as the certain boss that I was kind of stuck with at the railway. You know, the talisman that inflict extra damage per hit and drops your attack after you reach a certain point of amount. I think it was 9, right? Yeah, I think it was 9. It's a good idea that they are using them as well, because that way, maybe once we try that fight again, I'm gonna have better odds fighting against that thing, huh? Maybe. Okay, anything else? This is just a fight? Well then, don't mind if I do, right? Do not mind if I do. There we go. Quick and easy, once again. This time around, the fairy stuff got a little upgrade in form of a moral boost. I'm not entirely sure what that's all about, but I guess now that they're using the ego stuff more frequently, they're able to unlock more of its power? At the very least, it seems something like that. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Nevertheless, it seems like we have to fight a couple more of them. I guess Mersault does need a bit of time in order to get into Shirini's room. Especially with the commotion and all of those terrorists around, so let's help him out a bit more, right? Let's help him out a little bit more. So, still 2 waves? 3. That's gonna be fine. That's gonna be fine. So, okay, that got a bit close. We're already on turn 9. But it's still fine. It is still fine. But I do notice the increase of level. Their attack and defense level are giving them a slight boost on all of their stats and all of their rolls. But so far, it's fine. I don't think we need to level just yet. We don't really need to level just yet. It's still doable. Everything is fine. It's still doable. Okay, the glorious past. 438. I guess Mersault was successful in getting the mails? Mersault has returned. Let's see what information he has brought with him. Ah, we were covering for him. We were covering because he was... I see. Yeah, I guess we weren't really able to follow him along. It was a secret mission after all, right? It was a secret mission. And there's a fight, right? Yes, there's also a fight. Okay then, let's do this. I've returned. There was one message in Shirini's mailbox that were deemed worthy of reading. The environment did not permit me to print it out, so I memorized the mail's content. I hope you're doing well, Miss Ren. Open parenthesis. Star tier swung dash carrot closed parenthesis? What? Okay, you can skip those parts, okay? Understand, I will then dispense with punctuation marks that do not appear important. I've been trying to figure out if what you're saying was really true, but that sucker's making it hard. I've been promoted to team manager too, but I wasn't let in just because I didn't win that silly best award thingy. And now he's recruiting collaborators from the outside, probably to help with whatever he's plotting. I heard they're from a newly founded company, and I haven't checked what kind of people they are yet. But they are all haughty and arrogant, just like their client. Still, the plan will proceed as intended. We'll succeed, and return to a glorious past. To tell you the truth, my most dazzling memory was when I first met you after joining the company. But our goal is more ambitious than that. So let's promise to meet again there. In the past, when no technology existed, allowing everything to exist to shine brighter. There, chicken will freely fly over the Madon, their wings uncut. When a person loses their arm, we'll comfort them and learn how to live together, even if an arm is missing. We may not be able to enjoy sumptuous feast or convenience of modern civilization, and we won't have nearly as many resources at our disposal. In that vastness, we'll be free to walk all day. Oh, I'm planning to bring fixers from the outside for the plan. My juniors have gotten too used to the impulse after all. If rapid development can only be achieved by means that cause pain and suffering to people, then I'm willing to give up on all the prosperity it brings. That is all I have to say for now. Yours in haste. Star Star Heart Heart. You don't have to read all that! Is that some kind... Is she in love with that girl? There's a possibility that it may have been a sequence of ciphers, so I deemed it reasonable to read it out loud and let the manager determine its significance, rather than to just mull over whether I should disperse with it or discount the possibility that it may be a necessary information. Oh, good work. Still, you were able to memorize all that in such a short amount of time? How ironic. I guess it's fortunate for her that she didn't get to see Librarian Alliance members murdering researchers without mercy. She probably believed she was working for a noble cause to end violence until the end of her life. But I agree, it was probably best for her that she died holding on to that belief. True. And now we're back with the security members. I guess they were running out of the terrorists and ego suits. Kinda. There we go! Perfect! Good job, Ryoshu! She even had 20 poise. Oh god. Oh, during the long fights, she's getting a crit. She's going to become a crit monster around here, right? She's totally going to become a crit monster during long fights around here. It's great. It's really great. Ah, another in-between battle? Probably against more of those security guards. A shame, right? A shame. I would have probably loved to read more about the context of the mail, but then again, I guess you already did kind of read all of it out loud. There we go! Another 23 points. Oh, Ryoshu! Today is a field day for you, huh? Today is certainly a field day for you. Okay. Are we going to have another one of those in-between fights around here? Or... Yes, they do! They actually... That's the second one in a row? Before that, there were already two in between. Do you know what I mean? Do you know how quickly they train my energy around here? I think I have to rely on those boxes soon enough, right? I kind of have to rely on it. It's getting trained way too quickly. Way too freaking quickly. There we go. Another one defeated. Now, if they follow the correct formula from before, after this fight, there should be another one with a bookmark appearing right now, right? But technically speaking, if they were to follow with the two battle pattern, right? But only if they follow that pattern. And they actually are. So there's always a two battle in between of a bookmarker. Is that it? They might do something like that. Huh. Class 1. But wait, I just saw my time. Thanks to the previous thing with Dante in the corridor, we already used up a bunch of time in the mini side quest thingy that we did with Faust. So in that regard, I guess we have to save the class one thing for the next part. Which is a good thing, because, well, literally, I don't have any energy left. We're currently at 18. Those battles, they eat up so much energy around here, it's ridiculous. Right? Kind of ridiculous if you think about it, right? Kind of ridiculous if you think about it. But I have to take a little break anyways. If I do my daily missions afterwards, and maybe two more mini dungeons or mirror dungeons after that in order to level up my battle pass. I'm not going to get the weekly reward out of it, but I might just be able to reach the next level and spare my boxes for one more week. That would be quite perfect for us. If the XP somehow would be enough. If it is somehow enough, that would be quite good for us, since the box resources are quite limited. Nevertheless, I'm gonna worry about that in between parts. I hope you guys had fun, and see you in the next one. Until then!